What's up, guys? This is John, and I'm here with Austin, the big Lightning fan. Tonight, we are going to recap the Lightning versus the Nashville Predators, a game that took place in Nashville. It was a very exciting game right off the bat in that first period. It was a lot of fun to watch. Obviously, it slowed down a little bit in that second period. Third period picked up quite a bit, and we got a great overtime between arguably the two, maybe not the two best teams in the league, but they're up there for sure. I think a lot of people have both these teams in consideration for a cup run this year. So the Tampa Bay Lightning come on top 4-3 in overtime, thanks to Yanni Gourde, who scores the game winner. Austin's very happy over there. He's in Tampa Bay. So like we said, the connections are a little bit iffy at times, but Austin's all the way in Tampa Bay. I'm in Toronto, but we're doing this recap together, and it was a great game. Like I said, just going to go over the summary for you guys. And like I said, first period kicked off with a bang. A very poor turnover from Victor Arvidsson in the corner, right to Chris Kunitz in the slot. He beats Yossi Soros left side over the pad. They go up 1-0 over the Preds. And the Predators were bounced back pretty quickly. They would go on the power play. And I have to say, these two teams are way up there on the power plays in the league. I think Nashville's third best on power play in the league, and Tampa Bay's fourth, or vice versa. Both teams look very good on the power play, but it was Nashville that ultimately showed that they can actually score on the power play tonight. They were 2 for 3 on the power play. So it was Ryan Ellis with the goal, a one-timer off Roman Yossi's assist. That tied it up 1-1. And minutes later, Victor Arvidsson, if you guys didn't watch this game, basically what happened, it was a 2-on-1 bad pinch by Ryan Ellis. And so it goes 2-on-1. Arvidsson gets the rebound. It goes, and Louis Domingue throws his stick. I don't even know what would have happened. I think there would have definitely been a review on this about throwing the stick if it didn't cross the line, but it actually crossed the line as it hit the stick. So that goal counted, but they didn't know it went in. So the play kept going, and the Nashville Predators scored anyways. I don't even know who ended up scoring that. I think it was Kalle Järnkrok that scored like afterwards, but it didn't end up counting. The Victor Arvidsson goal would stand. It would be 2-1 Nashville, and the Tampa Bay Lightning would tie it up in that period. Nemestikov off a 2-on-1 from Stamkos. Actually, that was off by me. That was the goal that Ellis had the bad pinch. So 2-on-1 on Subban. Stamkos over to Nemestikov. He scores, ties it up for the Lightning. That's a 2-2 game. Second period, more back and forth. The Lightning definitely played a lot better. I can say on that first period, Tampa Bay really only scored 2 goals off of Nashville's mistakes, where the second period, Tampa Bay picked it up. Guys like Braden Point were very good for me in that second period. But Nashville was the one that scored on the power play. PK Subban. And there was a little bit of a controversy on this goal for Austin. He thought this was goalie interference. For myself, and I think for executives kind of complaining about the goalie interference, I think they got this right because of the fact that it was outside of the crease. So that goal stands on the 5-hole for PK Subban. They go up 3-2. And the Lightning, Mr. Steven Stamkos, 9 games without a goal. He gets the one-timer goal in the third period. Like I said, the Lightning picked it up definitely in the second half of this game. Stamkos ties it up. Kunitz with the second point of the game. And obviously, like we said, overtime. Halfway through that overtime, after a couple chances from both teams, Yanni Gourde, Nemestikov feeds it over to him, and all he has to do is feed it into that empty net. So Nemestikov, a couple points. Chris Kunitz, a couple points. Actually, Kunitz had 3 points tonight, sorry. So good game for the Lightning. Definitely a statement game. The last 2 games, beating the Blackhawks yesterday 2-0. They had a 3-game skid there. Austin was a little worried, but they're still the best team in the league right now. So there's no worries about that at all. Austin, as a Lightning fan, hopefully you're still there with us. How excited were you by this win? I know you were a little worried by the 3-game skid. And obviously them winning yesterday, them winning today, I think you shouldn't be worried. We're going to talk a little bit about a couple stuff like Sergachev being scratched, stuff like that. But just as a fan, How excited are you by this back-to-back wins for your Lightning team?
Yeah, I was going to mention that Sergachev scratch. We'll talk about that later. But overall, these 2 games in a row, actually, this back-to-back set was very fun to watch. I mean, it's like you're right, John. Especially, like I always appreciate your support for my team, even though we're 2 different teams. Support. You're fans of a different team. I always appreciate the support you give, and sometimes I overreact, and there's concern, but maybe not as much as I was making it seem to be. But they've started to dig out of the hole that they kind of created with like John Cooper saying that they were out of sync, calling up a couple of people due to injury. Andre Palat now was injured 6 to 8 weeks because of a weird, I don't know what happened. Jared Spurgeon like jabbed him with a stick or something. I don't know what happened. But, with Michael Bornabal and Matthew Pekka being called up, that's kind of brought a little spark to the Lightning. And just going to make sure I don't waste too much time. I'm just going to quickly go over the last part of the game stats. Shots on goal were close. Nashville 33 shots on goal, Tampa Bay 31. And that's like how you were saying, John. The Lightning, at first, the way in the first period, once again, it was like, even though they scored 2 goals, they were kind of, slow first period, only had a couple of shots on goal. And, Nashville already had like 11. And in the end of the first period, it was a 14-7 shot advantage. But, they picked it up in the second period. And from there on, they never really slowed down their momentum this game. So what do you have to say, John? You were talking about that Sergachev scratch.
No, yeah. Thanks for your Lightning thoughts on that. Yeah, so Sergachev was scratched. Obviously, the last couple of games, he's probably struggled.
And the 4-minute, I think a big reason was because he got that 4-minute minor penalty yesterday for unsportsmanlike conduct or something.
I saw that. Yeah, so I think there was a lot to do with that. I think also with Hedman out, he's been playing a little bit of extra minutes. I think that's not really been great on him.
Tired his body out.
Yeah, for me, I would say for the Lightning, even though he didn't show a lot on the score sheet, I think my number one Lightning player for today was Braden Point. Usually, I don't give a lot of credit to Braden Point for you, Austin. I know you like him. I think he's one of your best players in that team. If you look past the first line, I think Braden Point was one of the best players tonight. He was showing a lot of speed, had a lot of opportunities. Of course, he didn't finish, but it comes. He has like 18 or 19 goals along with Stamkos. Stamkos has 18 now. So I think Braden Point was one of the best players for the Preds. I would say Roman Josi and PK Subban. Subban had one bad giveaway that caused the Kunitz breakaway, but I would say Josi looked really good. Also, a lot of the role players for the Lightning played well tonight. I felt like Callahan and Kunitz looked good out there. The first line for me didn't show a lot, except for like on power plays and man advantages. Like Nemestikov went out a few times with Point and Johnson, and I thought they looked really good. And I'm going to go back to the Preds. Josi and Subban. The Preds defense right now is for goals is leading the league right now with 33 goals being contributed by their defense. That's number 1 in the NHL. And Austin, believe it or not, your Lightning are second with 30.
I realized that. Yeah, I was amazed that the defense has definitely been a lot better than last year when it comes to scoring, for sure.
Yeah, so Preds and Lightning are up there for defense. I also have to say for PK Subban, he plays a lot better of a role on this Predators team. And on the defensive side, even though he still gets his giveaways here and there, he's a lot better in his defensive zone. 60% of his zone starts are in the defensive end, meaning his breakouts start in the defensive end. When he receives that puck, it's in the defensive end, and he still scores a lot. He still puts up a lot of points. He's leading the team, Austin. PK Subban is leading the Predators in points. No forward has more points than the defenseman PK Subban. If you think about
amazing.
That, that's a little crazy. He's definitely in the Norris conversation. I know other guys probably you can't overlook like Doughty, Pietrangelo, Hedman, but I think PK Subban's definitely in the conversation this year. Obviously, his defensive awareness sometimes isn't the best with his giveaways, but I still think he's in the conversation. A couple other notes I have here. Like I said, the Ryan Ellis, he played decent tonight, but That was a bad pinch, and that kind of reminds me of the Morgan Riley pinch against the Senators. You just can't pinch like that if you know that a team like the Lightning are breaking out as well as they are.
Oh, you mean pinching when when he's trying to move from, like further in the zone to like do offense, like pinching like that? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, pinch man. Like
Yeah.
And then
yeah, I was just trying to make sure. I didn't understand the word at first, like pinch. Like, oh, you mean like when he's going in further into the offensive zone to like play some offense as a defenseman? I didn't understand at first, but now I get it.
No, it's not like that. It's more of like the Lightning are getting like a pass in, and he tried to go in and intercept or take it away. And
yeah, going after one player over. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yes.
Anyways, yeah, another storyline was Battle of the Backups. Both teams playing us recently. The Lightning, obviously, we talked about the Blackhawks game. Pekka Rinne was there to rest, and Vasilevsky with the shutout yesterday, he was there to rest as well. So it was Louis Domingue versus Jesse Saros. So I think both goalies played pretty well. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Saros played more of a consistent game, but I kind of see where you see some highlights there with Domingue. He made a couple highlight reel saves, like not highlight reel saves, but some of his saves were kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I think Saros was definitely the better goaltender. I mean, I know like when I was the way I maybe said it, but it's like he made some big saves, but I definitely believe that Saros saves were a lot like more 10 bell bigger saves that he made that I was like really like wow, like Domingue made good saves, but yeah, definitely Saros was definitely showing some great skill out there as a goaltender.
Yeah, and just a couple other things. So we can discuss the Sergachev thing one more time, but there was 2 goals that had to be reviewed. One, which was the first one reviewed, was the Arvidsson goal that didn't count anyways. It did count, but it didn't count for another 3 minutes. They kept playing. That play is very controversial because he threw a stick, Domingue. Was it intentional or not? You don't know. So there could have been actually like 3 reviews on that play. There could have been the one if the puck actually crossed the line, which it did. But if it didn't cross the line, there would have been the second review, which did he throw the stick? And then it's basically the same as the second. Would it be warranted for a penalty shot? If he threw the stick and he saved it, there could have been a penalty shot. But if there was no penalty shot, then all it would be reviewed. There would be no review. It would go straight to the goal that Jarn Crow scored, the Predators would have scored on that play anyways. And then the second review, Austin, tell me what you think about it. I know you already told me that's kind of bull. It should have been goalie interference. But to me, a lot of the executives have been complaining. Teams have been complaining about this goalie interference rule, about the offside rule, about the review process of it, how much it takes out of the game, how much of controversy it has around it. But for me, I think there would have been a lot of issues around the league. I think Twitter would have went nuts. I think a lot of people would have been pissed if they saw this because I think they made the right call, Austin. Domingue moved out of his crease. Arvidsson was in the same motion, skating across. He even tried to jump and still made contact. So I think Domingue was far enough out of his crease that you got to stay in your crease. If it would have been a whole different story if he was in his crease, made contact, it would have been no goal. But the fact that he was out of his crease, then of course.
Yeah, I really was because not like not believing in my own beliefs, but it's like I kind of looked back at that again because I know we were talking about this before the recap, because it's like there is somewhat contact that Arvidsson does, but it's like I wasn't really paying attention to where Domingue was, but it's like he was out of his crease when it happened when Domingue was there. So like when a goalie's out of his crease, it's kind of like you're kind of like as much as like you want an explanation because Arvidsson did touch him when the shot happened, but at the same time, if the goalie's out of his crease, it's like you're not going to make your case that easy for like goalie interference because it's like there was a slight touch, so like you could say there's interference, but not that much really because the goalie's out of his crease area to where it's hard to really support that as a goal interference, and I didn't really see that at first because I was really like, what the heck is going on? But it's like I didn't really pay attention to where. Usually I do pay attention to it, but I didn't really see where he was in the crease, and he was definitely not in this crease area when the play was happening. So the league made the call, and it's definitely the right call. I understand it now for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way the calls are, they had, especially because they don't want a controversy, and we need these calls just in case if something does happen, like interference or offside. But we don't need any controversy on whether Twitter, or social media, or just in general. Yeah, we definitely don't need that. We've already had enough controversy on both those things this year.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say for me,
yeah, I was going to ask you quickly who your whether 3 stars in general or your 3 Lightning or 3 Predator stars of the game.
Yeah, I kind of already mentioned. I would say my first star. I mean, it depends. It depends what you want to look at. I mean, I think Austin, you kind of referred to like the point producers kind of thing. So I guess you could probably say Yanni Gord, or because he got the winner, or you could say Kunitz or Nemestikov are up there. For me, I really like the defenseman of this game. For the Predators, I liked Ellis. I liked Subban.
I did say Ellis was one of my 3 stars. Yeah. Do you think Sissons played a good game? Because I mentioned Sissons. I don't know, maybe that wasn't a good mention because I was looking at like the face-off because I thought he takes face-offs and he had a good face-off percentage. And Nick Bonino had 81% on the face-off.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Sissons had a great game, and I don't think Girardi had a great game either. He had a stupid penalty. I think he made one decent play in overtime. That was kind of a lucky bounce.
Oh no, I didn't. I read Girardi by accident. I don't think he was one of the stars of the game or one of the best players because that penalty he did was stupid. Believe me, I was looking at the notes that I wrote and I was like, I meant to just say only the lucky pass that he made in the overtime goal. But yeah, no. But Nick Bonino had an 81% faceoff, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, the Preds. That's what they're. Well, both teams in this game have depth. I really like the Preds' depth right now, and they were. That was just a couple things I was going to pull up. The injuries and scratches tonight were actually very interesting, in the sense that Andre Platt's hurt, Victor Hedman's hurt, Peter Budaj's hurt for the Lightning. So Budaj would usually go over Domingue. Corey Connor and Sergachev were scratched. And then Philip Forsberg's hurt for the Preds, and then they got a couple scratches. But the depth for these two teams are kind of insane. We saw an exciting team, our teams today, with both teams missing players. So like I said, for the Preds, my stars would kind of include defensemen. Obviously, I think a lot of players for this Preds team played very well. Even a guy like Arvidsson, who had a brutal giveaway to start, made up for it and scored a goal.
Yeah, he definitely got, like, after that mistake he made, he definitely picked himself up.
Yeah, and I would say as well, for the Lightning, I would say Braden Point really impressed me, especially in that second period where the Lightning.
He had a lot of shots on goal.
Saros shut him down a few times. Ultimately, it was Stamkos who broke his 9-game goal skid, scores the tying goal. Then Yanni Gord with the winner, young guy. Nemestikov, I thought Nemestikov played pretty decent tonight. So tonight, for me, defenseman for the Preds, depth impressed me, just the depth in general. And then the goaltending duo was very good tonight. Especially being backups, and Pekka Rinne and Vasilevsky, if they were in, they're the two of the best goalies in the league. There's a few other mentions we can get in there, but I think that's it. Basically, usually, guys, if I see a lot of comments, I'll go through it throughout the video. But Matthew is here, Von Hook's here.
Shout out to you, Von Hook.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys, when you watch, hopefully you're more active in the chat. Subscribe to the channel if you've not, and keep commenting if it's not in the live chat afterwards as well. And then like our videos. It helps us out. Also, we want to hit those likes. And if you don't like the video, just ask questions. Tell us what you want to see on this channel. Keep helping us out. And we're going to keep bringing you guys recaps, live reactions, a lot of content to this channel. Also, Fiddy Trent will be doing a recap right after this video of the Edmonton Oilers versus the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres won that game 5-0. Cam Talbot got pulled, so that's going to be an interesting recap from our boy Fiddy Trent. And also,
shout out you, Fiddy.
And one final announcement for the people watching. We're going to keep spreading what was just broken down for us, but
drum roll, please.
We have an official name change to our channel. Obviously, BLV NHL, Bottom Line View, has been connected with us, but we want our own creativity. So our new channel name will be Hot Take Hockey, anonymously decided. So that's going to be our new name, guys.
Woo!
HTH. So hopefully you guys like the name. Give us some mottos that you guys want to hear from us, but HTH, Hot Take Hockey, that's going to be our new name. We're going to bring a lot of new looks for you guys, new
Send
content.
out your slogans and motto suggestions. We'll look at them.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Look up for Fiddy Trent coming right up with his Sabres Oilers recap. But tonight, Austin's Lightning come out on top, 4-3 in overtime. Yanni Gord with the tap in. So great game from two of the top teams in the NHL. We're going to see what these two teams do for the rest of the season, but I feel like both these teams are in cup contention. So thanks for watching. Austin, any last comments?
Not much to say, man. We got a new name, doing more fan service for the fans, games, recaps. The second half of the season, we're going to be picking it up, and it's all for you guys.
All right. Thanks, Austin. And like I said, Lightning big win. Predators lose, but they still get the point. Two top teams. We're going to see what they do. So subscribe, like, keep commenting.
Subscribe, like, woo.
And we will see you soon. And stick around for Fiddy Trent. All right. Peace out, guys.